Hi there, it's Councillor Glen and this morning I am at Kavanagh Green. It's about 10 a.m. and I'm here because this morning we're doing a councillor chat. So if you are in the area, please drop by between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. We'd love to say hi. You can ask a question, share an idea, just be great to meet you. Kavanagh Green, if you're not sure where that is, it's near the Hazeldean Gardens retirement home. Over my shoulder this way is the Stittsville sign and the Canadian flag. Over there, there's a tennis court, pickleball court. Lots of people hanging out there today. It's actually a really, really nice park. There's some, I don't know if they're putting greens or lawn bowling greens up there, but there's also some exercise stations, kind of aimed at older adults, but anybody can participate. Kind of a guided station-by-station tour of for fitness and recreation. And Kavanagh Green, it's named for the Kavanagh family, Kavanagh with the K, who for many, many years owned the land and ran the Stittsville flea market. So this is very close to where that original flea market was many years ago. So Kavanagh Green, Stittsville Main Street at Hazeldean, and I'll be here till 11 a.m. if you want to drop by and say hello. I want to tell you about a few things that have happened this week. I want to give you a few updates on city issues, and I'll tell you about some events happening today and over the next few days. First of all, thank you so much to all of the musicians, all of the porch and driveway hosts, all of the audiences, and especially Sarah Blakely and her team for organizing the annual Stittsville Porch Music Festival. It was on Thursday evening. There were almost 40 performers across the neighborhood. It was just amazing to see so many people walking around the community, biking around the community, listening to music on a beautiful Thursday night. What a great annual event. It was the third annual concert event, so can't wait till next year. Yesterday on Friday, we celebrated the official naming of Bradley Square. That's on Stittsville Main Street, just south of Abbott, just next to Ritual along the Trans-Canada Trail. We had so many friends and family of the Bradley family there. Mayor Watson was there. Sid and Ross Bradley were there along with their families. The Bradley family, they ran Bradley's Insurance for nearly 6 decades in Stittsville. And it's a great location on Stittsville Main Street for this commemoration because it means the Bradley family name will be a part of Stittsville, Maine for decades and decades to come. So thanks to everybody who took part in that. At City Hall, we had our last council meeting before a bit of a summer break and our last planning committee meeting. I wanted to mention a piece of policy that we approved at planning committee, and it's around parkland acquisition. So anytime there's a new home or a new business or new building being built, we collect either a piece of property, we have land dedicated as parks, or we take cash, we take money instead of that parkland. We have a target in Ottawa of acquiring 2 hectares per 1,000 residents, and we're basically reaching that in the suburbs, but in the central area of the city we're still falling short for a number of reasons. So what we did with this policy was we increased the amount of land and the amount of cash that we would be recovering so that we can make sure we don't fall behind on our parkland needs in the city, which is super important because obviously you want a place to enjoy a game of tennis or pickleball or a park bench or a soccer field or even some of the amenities that we have like rec centers. We need to make sure we're not falling behind. It's kind of a challenging policy though because it does add to the cost of new home construction, which then gets passed on to the home buyer. So it's a real clash of priorities there in terms of the priority to have more park space and the priority to make sure we're keeping housing affordable for people. But I think in the end we found a pretty good balance. Still some tweaks to do before that comes to council at the end of the month, but a really good discussion over about 3 or 4 hours at planning committee. Some other updates. Road resurfacing. You've probably heard me talk here before about 2 of the bigger projects in Stittsville this year, Abbott Street and Hoban Street. They're getting repaved. Unfortunately, that is all on hold because of a strike. The union that represents private workers across Ottawa who do road construction is on strike. So just about every road construction, road resurfacing project in the city is on hold. Sadly, this is obviously a good season to do it, so we hope there's a quick resolution to that strike and that we can continue these projects as soon as possible. On my website, I've got a lot of information. By the way, I hope you're checking out my website. every day or every couple of days, because my team and I post information all throughout the week. One of them is a really important update from Ottawa Police, Ottawa Public Health, the City of Ottawa Task Force on overdoses in Ottawa. There have been, in the last week or so, 22 overdoses and 5 deaths. These are suspected overdose-related deaths. And so we put out an awareness, a warning, an alert to residents to be aware of that. And if you check out my website, you can see the article. There's a really good list of signs to watch for of an opioid resource and tips and an opioid overdose, and tips and resources on what you can do to respond. Obviously call 911, but a lot of really good information there that I think everyone should be aware of. So please check that out. The other information on my website is the latest on the storm cleanup. So one significant thing is the city has now, at many of our city depots, we have free wood chips available from the trees that have been removed. One of those is on Maple Grove Road at the city depot on Maple Grove. That is just east of Huntmar, and there's a big pile of wood chips there. It's open 24/7. Go and help yourself. There's no charge for it. So that's free wood chips on Maple Grove Road. We've put out a tender for a contract for stump removal. These are very large stumps that we have in a lot of homes and city properties across the city. So we are bringing in some additional help for that. So thank you for your patience as that gets resolved. And I mentioned last week Trees and Trusts, that people could call 311 or go to ottawa.ca and request a tree for your front yard. Well, you've done that, and we're full for the fall. So the fall has been fully booked up for Trees and Trust. You can still make a request, but now we're looking into spring 2023 for that. So thank you to everybody for taking part in that program. It's a really good way to replenish our tree canopy, and we'll have more information to come. Okay, some events coming up today and beyond. I had just dropped by before to Elderwood Crescent. That's a street off of Trailway Circle in Amberwood. There's a garage sale today, fundraising, among other things, for the Responsible Dog Owners of Canada. So if you are a garage sailor, there's a whole bunch of sales there on the street, Elderwood. The Goulbourn Museum is doing a grand reopening after 2 years of closing down due to the pandemic. They'll be open today from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Goulbourn Museum, if you head south on Stittsville Main Street, it's just past Llewellyn Road. So they've got all sorts of activities. You can see some new exhibits, get a behind-the-scenes tour, some refreshments and snacks as well at the Goulbourn Museum. Congratulations, happy anniversary to the Amberwood Village Recreation Association. They are celebrating 40 years this week, and lots of activities happening. Check out their website, Amberwood Village Residents Association. I think I'm serving up pancakes tomorrow morning as one of their events. Some of the events have registration required, some of them are for members only, so check out the website for details, and hope to see you and celebrate the 40th anniversary. And on Tuesday, there is a special EV, electric vehicle test drive event at Johnny Leroux Arena, starting at 6:30 p.m. This is run by EnviroCentre and the Electric Vehicle Council of Ottawa. If you've always wondered or ever had questions about electric vehicles, this is your chance to test drive and talk to some people who are knowledgeable about these vehicles, and perhaps help you make your decision if you're in the market for a new vehicle soon. So that's at Johnny Leroux Arena, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. There's information on my website at glengower.ca. And of course today, like every Saturday, there's a market at Holy Spirit Church on Shea Road near Abbott. And tomorrow there's the market at the barn at Village Square Park, Sunday mornings. 2 great events, weekly events as well. Last thing, 311. This is something I wanted to remind you about, especially in the summer. My office has somewhat reduced hours. We've got people who take holidays and vacations, but certainly on evenings and weekends, and anytime you have an issue, maybe a garbage can that needs empty, maybe you see a park that needs its lawn mowed, maybe there's a tree fallen somewhere, call 311, please. It's the absolute fastest way to get a response. There are staff on hand 24/7, and they are trained to take your calls and make sure they get prioritized with the right city department. So 311. Finally, I hope everybody has their internet back with Rogers being out. just like during the storm with the power outages, you realize how crucial internet is. So I hope that's coming back online for people today. That's it for me today. It's a beautiful Saturday. I hope you get a chance to get out and explore your neighborhood. Check out our beautiful paths and trails and parks like this one here at Kavanagh Green. I will talk to you next Saturday. Take care.